massive pet peeve of mine when I get to Home Depot is single trucks parking in the spots meant for trucks and trailers. There's like 4 spots reserved for trucks and trailers. Just leave them open for us. What's going on, everybody? Jeff here. Welcome back to another episode, another 5-Minute Friday here at the Homestead. Look, another one just pulled in. Ah! Anyways, in today's episode, we are going to be building a new gate, just a new backyard fence gate for a client. It is going to be the start of a much larger project, but we will get into the larger portion of the project, which is the deck and patio, in a couple weeks. But yeah, let's get started on this gate. So the weather here is still an absolute rainy mess. We're gonna leave the gate project for today, chalk it up as just a lost day, and come back tomorrow when it's supposed to be nice, bright, and sunny. Good morning. Now this is some weather I can get behind. It's warm, it's sunny, gorgeous out. So let's build ourselves a gate. Step 1, all this stuff has got to come out. So everything is ripped out there behind me. We've already got our first post hole dug, so we've gotten down 36 inches. You'll remember in a past video, if you saw it when I did the cedar fence, that we like to go down a foot for every 2 feet we have above ground. So now I'm about to install my first post, and I don't like to use concrete, at least in my area of the world, and let me show you guys why. What ends up happening when you use concrete over time is you wind up with these gaps that build up. And I can stick my fingers, I can stick several fingers all the way down that gap. And that is a perfect area for water to pool. And what ends up happening when you have water pooling there is eventually you rot out the posts, the concrete cracks, and your gate winds up looking with a relatively good tilt, or your fence looks with a relatively good tilt, and you wind up having to replace everything. So what do I like to use? I like to use a crushed paver base. That allows me to pack it tight, give it the strength of concrete, but allows for very good drainage. So one of the challenges here at this project is joining the old fence to the new gate area. Now this is eventually going to get replaced, so we don't want any sort of permanent attachment or notch out in this post. So the system I've come up with is I'm going to cut some blocks essentially to act as braces or hangers that are going to sit on the side of the 4x4. We're going to scribe the 2x6 stringers to the post, and they're going to sit on top of those braces, and it'll hold this in place until they're ready to replace the fence. Okay, so there hasn't been a ton of filming as far as digging the new post holes. because the concrete has been coming out like that in just tiny little chunk by chunk by chunk, which means no postal auger. It's largely just using a trenching spade and going by hand. Slow work, but our final hole is done. 36 inches deep. Time to get the last post set and then we can build this gate. So as the saying goes, there's many ways to skin a cat, and just like that, there's many ways to build a gate. Now, one of the best ways I have personally ever seen is to do lap joints and epoxy, and Scott Brown Carpentry, fellow over in New Zealand, has an awesome video on how to go about doing that, so I'll make sure I throw a link in the description below. But another option, and what we're going to be doing today, is using something called a gate kit. And what this is it's got brackets that hold all four corners in place, and they're steel brackets and they stop the gate from sagging. Now this kit, I think they're like 38 bucks or something like that at Home Depot, and they are rock solid. I've been back to gates we've built for years ago, and or I've been back to gates that we built years ago, and they're still holding strong, no sag, no nothing. And the best part is there isn't a ton of labor involved to put this together, keeping the cost for the client low. Well, that wraps up this portion of the client project. We'll be back here in a couple weeks to get rid of that deck and turn it into a patio. Thanks a ton for watching. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two, or at least had a few minutes of entertainment. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and click that little bell icon so you get notifications every time we release a new video. And yeah, thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next one. One more thing, no cats were harmed in the making of this video. Okay.